Hey everybody, just wanted to kind of go over another video. Last time we talked about anger management and the problems I have with that. I didn't go into a lot of detail of it, but essentially I get mad at just about everything. Something doesn't go right when I'm putting it together, I get mad. Somebody taking too long in the front of a line, I get mad. Just people in general not recognizing other people out there, I get mad. Good example of that is, and it's a small one, but you come up to a door and there's a person in front of you, and they open the door and they walk through and they don't even hold the door for you. I understand it's a different time than when I grew up, but still, common courtesy, politeness, those kind of things. That's kind of one of those things that just kind of upsets me, that it's just not there anymore, and it builds and builds until at some point I get very upset. Good example of that one is we were not at Disney World not too long ago. There was a couple with their mother and probably their father, and the grandkid or their kid. The kid just had a meltdown at the end of the day. We've been to the parks enough times to where we understand this happens. Even our own kids had that kind of thing happen. But they decided that they were going to get on the bus, and from the moment the kid got in line all the way through the bus ride back to the hotel, it was just stop screaming. I mean, not just, hey, I'm tired, kind of screaming. It was at the top of their lungs, totally screaming. And so, of course, we got to our destination, and the kids got off the bus, and then the mother, or I should say the older mother, the grandma, basically, she got off, and she went to get off. Then she turned around and glared at my wife and said, "You have a blessed day." Well, turns out my wife, the whole time that she was there, she had her ears covered because, this kid was really screaming loud. There was no getting around it. We were directly across from the kid. We were getting the full blast of this kid's yelling. And so then that just set me off at that point. And I stepped in front of the lady and I told her, "Look," I said, "you don't talk to my wife at all. You're talking to me. She had nothing to do with any of this." And she looked at me and she goes, "It's people like you." And I said, "No." I said, "We're going to stop you right there. It's not people like me." I said, "All you folks had to do is if you had a kid that wasn't going to behave, wasn't going to be in a general mood to be around public, was either A, not go to where you were going to go, hold back, maybe talk to the kid a little while, get him to calm down, and once they calm down, then get to the bus." I said, "Or B, you could have taken a taxi." Oh, she just went off on that at that point. "Well, I can't believe you think like that, and, how dare you? Shame on you." And, for the rest of the vacation, I basically focused on that. So anytime I was around anybody, I wasn't really wanting to talk to anybody. I wasn't really wanting to be expressive. So the whole thing really got under my skin. And the hard problem I have with it is that when I get in these moods, it becomes obsessive. I start thinking about, the 100 different ways that I could have talked to that person or yelled at that person or, even physically hit that person if I really wanted to. And I'm not a violent kind of person, but, it's in me. I see it. I can feel those emotions where somebody just does just enough, hits me first, pushes at me. That's all it would take. And, I don't want to be that kind of person. It's cost me a lot being who I am right now. With my anger, I've lost friends. I don't have any friends, really. Nobody calls me and says, "Hey, how you doing today, buddy?" I don't have really any family members that really talk to me. They're another ones that say, "Hey, what's going on?" Don't get me wrong, my family's never been real expressive to each other, but, once a year, it'd be great to have somebody call and say, "Hey, I was thinking about you." But, my anger problems have kind of isolated that. jobs. I lost a job. I worked it for 10 years because I thought I was invulnerable at that job. And, I could do whatever I wanted to. And I can, yell and kick and throw and everything else. And, it was a union job. So, of course, I got multiple chances, but I failed those multiple chances. And in the end, it ended up costing me. Now, when I'm trying to find other jobs out there, there's just nobody really wants to take on a person who got fired for anger problems. So, it's cost me. It's also cost me a lot in my family. As I mentioned in one of the other videos, when I get angry, I try just to go in my room to, isolate myself so that way they don't have to deal with it. Well, through discussions over these last couple of weeks, I found out that, they see it and, they go, well, Dad must be in one of his moods, or my husband must be one of his moods. So we're just going to leave him alone. And that's not a good thing for them. Why should they have to do something different in their lives in order to placate me? So, something's got to change, and I'm hoping that I can start doing that, expressing myself in a more positive way than rather in a negative way. And I've been talking to a counselor, and that's one of the things that he suggested is that we have to start doing things a little bit differently, talk a little differently, those kind of things. But it's going to take time, and hopefully through this being able to get a lot of these emotions out, that's going to help me through that time. But really, that's about it for this walk. Just kind of want to go over that and talk with you a little bit and let you know that, if you're having those kind of things going on in your life too, recognize them, see where they're coming from. And, hopefully you can go out there and get help and be able to express it too. So you guys have a good night.